It's been great here to come back to Ballylffin Golf Club. I recall myself being here in 2002 for the Northwest of Ireland Open, and that was very special. That was probably one of the biggest tournaments in the history of the club. But having hosted last year's 2018 Dubai Duty-Free Irish Open, how special was that for the club?
It was a momentous step forward for the club and for the whole region in terms of the exposure internationally that tournament of that scale, now one of the premier events on the European Tour, brought to the region. And it was very important in terms of the whole Western Seaboard, in terms of proving that the Irish Open is a tournament now that can go to any part of Ireland and bring the crowds, bring the players, and present courses that otherwise mightn't get the exposure internationally that they deserve.
I know Michael here with me. Michael, you'd like to ask John a question?
John, Portrush is where all roads are leading now, and the excitement is reaching fever pitch. Have you got a queue of people wanting to come and see Ballyliffin? Because it strikes me as being a very commercial club. You've got a lot of visitors, a lot of people want to come and play. We saw the driving range this morning, packed with people keen to play. Has it affected you?
Oh, it has very much so. Obviously, the Irish Open was a big step forward in terms of our profile internationally. The Open in Portrush now in 2 months' time is another boost for the whole region, the whole North Coast, and we see ourselves very much as part of the family on the North Coast, the Great North Coast as we call it for links golf. You know, along with Portrush, Portstewart, Castle Rock, Ballyliffin, Portsalon, Rosapenna. There's a great stretch of fantastic links courses on the North Coast of Ireland, and bringing tournaments such as the Irish Open, which previously been in Portrush in 2012, then Portstewart 2017, Ballyliffin 2018, and now the biggest tournament in golf, the Open Championship in 2019 in Royal Portrush. It really has changed the focus of Irish golf to the North Coast, and long overdue.
Obviously, we don't want to wait another 50 odd years for the Open to come back to Ireland. But would you look at hosting the Irish Open again here in the next few years?
Yes, the club would be interested in. Probably we let the dust settle on the first Irish Open, but certainly the tour are very interested in coming back, and we're interested in hosting it again. But we'd probably leave it for 4 or 5 years at least until our turn comes around again, because we would like to see it moving around the coast and getting the other links courses profiled internationally as we were.
Have you been able to, one more question from me if you don't mind, have you been able to lure Rory up here for a game? Has he been spotted on the links?
Yeah, Rory, we made him an honorary life member when he was 15, so he's a long association with Ballyliffin. He's played here numerous times, and we hope he'll visit again this year. But he was a great host. He brought the Irish Open from oblivion to now being one of the premier events in the European Tour, and he deserves great credit for that. And his charity work, coupled with the work he did with bringing the Irish Open back, has been fantastic, and a fantastic legacy that he's left. And I don't think he's getting the credit for it that he deserves in that regard. So, I do believe Rory will be back to the Irish Open. Okay, the hinge didn't work out for him this year, but he will row in behind it again in the future. And I think he deserves a break after all he's done for it. For the tournament itself and for the charity side of things, which he's done tremendous work on.
And John, when we talk about Rory McIlroy, who's won 4 majors at this stage, what for those persons who are on the 15 handicapper like myself, if they come here to the Ballylffin Golf Club, what do they find? What are they going to enjoy about playing the 2 courses you have here?
Yeah, two very different courses. Both have hosted European Tour events, as you said earlier. And the Old Links is very different as a traditional old course, mown from the ground as God laid it, as we say. A lot of humps and hollows in the fairways. The greens are pretty flat because there was no mechanical intervention at all at that stage. So an easier track to walk, a shorter course, less climbing. The Glashedy is a bigger course, on the higher ground, more exposed to the wind, so it's more testing. Big bunkers, generous fairways, albeit that the course itself is a lot longer than the Old Links. But 2 contrasting tests, and I suppose the main thing to learn is you don't always have to hit driver here. Yeah. The ball runs forever if you hit the fairway. The key is hitting the fairway, and using your putter. Don't be ashamed to use your putter. 30, 40, 50 yards from the green. The embarrassment should be on how close you end up to the hole, not what club you use to get there.
Listen, all I can say is it was a special pleasure for me to be here in 2002. Remember playing the program with Andrew Coulthard. It's a great pleasure to be back here. Congratulations what you're doing here. Congratulations on hosting the 2018 Dubai Duty Free Irish Open. And listen, we wish you well going forward.
Thank you very much, Bernie.